Hi, so I think this evening I want to just take a moment to reflect on how life has been. Okay, so generally it's been ups and downs, but we thank God that He's the God of victory. He gives us victory, and we can trade our sorrows and our pains and our burdens with the joy that God gives us. Today, Natalie is not here, so mom is having a reflective moment of what life has been. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. First of all, I really appreciate the numbers that are looking really good. So if you are new to this channel, subscribe. It's a mom and daughter moment. Today, mom is just having a reflection. I thank God for the gift of a daughter who loves God and who has defied a lot of odds to be where she is, because that's what she is. Really, truly a remarkable young lady who makes me proud. I think of moments when my girlfriends have come over and back in the day when she was just young, and they'd come over and they'd see the way she's helpful in the house, cleaning around and making sure things are organized. Simple gestures like just taking warm water in a jug and just pouring for the the friends when they come over to wash their hands. They're like, oh wow, you're so responsible. She clears the table, or she even asks them or serves them food when they come. You can even have chit chats, and they're like, wow, she's so well mannered, she's so good. Of course, they don't know that behind the scenes we've been smacking each other and making sure that things are streamlined. But at the end of the day, when she's able to exhibit the respect she's earned and learned, and the little things that you have taught her behind the scenes, it's an encouraging thing to moms. So you young people out there, whatever your parents are teaching you, and when you have a moment to just practice them, it really makes your parents very proud, makes them really feel that the lessons that they've been teaching you have not been in vain. So exhibit them whenever you can. The respect, the honor, respecting the elderly. When you go to visit your grandma, for example, you make sure you carry a basket for them. Some of those things that she teaches you. You greet them, greet the elders, respectfully move out of the way when they need to move, give them your seat when you're able to, those kinds of things. I know a lot of our parents teach us, but when now the rubber meets the road is when a lot of us fail, because you have been taught to do that, but now when you're in the public spaces, you don't do it. And see, it translates also even when you go to, for example, boarding, away from the eyes of your parents who are watching over you. Remember the lessons they have taught you when you're with them, because then when we take you to boarding school, we trust that you're able to practice the things that we have taught you. We trust that you are responsible enough to know what you have taught you, and then you're able to now then practice them even in our absence. That makes the parents very proud. That makes them really feel that the lessons have not been in vain over time. Of course, parenting has its own downsides, especially for young adults. When you watch them around, sometimes you teach them to be independent and to have their own opinion. And sometimes, they can even defy you publicly. Sometimes it can set you back and you start asking yourself, whoa, is that really, what I really wanted this person to be? Sometimes you want them to obey. Like Natalie can be very strong-willed, and she says something and she's opposing something and she's very vocal about it. Sometimes it can set you off a bit and you wonder, whoa, was it supposed to be like, to that extent? But as a parent, I want to encourage you now, it's my time to tell you that yes, when you teach them to stand their ground, when you teach them to have principles and they sometimes practice it on you, take it positively. Of course, after that moment has passed, you can also sit down and reflect with them and ask them, hey, I think that came out a bit too strongly, don't you think? Was there a better way you could convey it? So that then when they meet authority out there, they also know how to even moderate the temperaments that they have. So when they voice opposition to an authority that you've shown them, you're able to tell them, temper it down. Don't show it like really opposing, with such vehemence until it's a bit shocking to the person who's receiving it from the other end. But all in all, the good sides are there, the bad sides, the downsides are there. We thank God for lessons in nurturing and raising these young people. When you see them blossom and become people able to stand on their own, because you know the world is not also not very gentle to them. It's harsh. It can be brutal and cruel. So sometimes you want them to be strong-willed, able to say no when no is needed. When it needs to be emphatic, it has to be emphatically said. So when it has to be tempered a bit, it is tempered a bit. You know, life has its moderations. Life has balance, and it needs to be balanced out. My moments of reflection have come to an end. We'll hear her. I'll show her this video, then we will see her reactions to this and what she has to say about, you know, how to respond to various circumstances that come our way. It's been my reflection. Mama here, mother and daughter, Mama, Melissa, and Natalie. Until next time, please subscribe to our channel and have a wonderful evening.